For the folks that are really down and out, don't stay there long, would be my advice. Don't stay there long. You don't want to be in that place too long. You're meant to do things. I believe that. I believe we're all meant to do things. We all have gifts, talents, skills. And for those to die with you is a huge tragedy. Massive tragedy. People need to hear your music. People need to, especially now more than ever, we need people to stand up and take initiative and action on the things that their responsibilities is what I call it.
Yeah.
Response to your ability.
Welcome to the Inner Forge Podcast. It's your host, Cartwright Morris. Excited to have you in today. That was one of the many great quotes from my episode with Tim Branyan, episode 82. If you need more of those quotes, more of the insights that he had into really just his growth, maturity, mindsets into starting truefans.com as well as his other endeavors, you can go to mentorforge.com/guest interviews and you'll see him, his face, episode 82, and just click it and you'll see, you'll get a bio on him, ways to connect with him, more quotes, highlights, and some other things from MentorForge. Go to mentorforge.com/guest interviews. And if you've heard the episode, there's something else that he put out there at the end of the episode that I just want to invite y'all. You can email me at cartwright@mentorforge.com. If you want to join truefans.com, it's an invite only, and he allowed my listeners to be invited. If you're into producing content, if you're like me, you're in that space, you're trying to add value to people's lives through videos and blogs and writing, and it's, you'd like to make some money off of it. You're putting in this time and effort to create content that's helpful, meaningful, valuable to other people, then True Fans is providing that space. So he gave me a special link to give out to people, and so you can reach out to me at cartwright@mentorforge.com, and I could send you the link. I'm already thinking of a couple people in my mind that would really have value for this. You get a subscription base, and it's a platform that he, it's kind of meant to be an alternative to other platforms, yet wanting quality influencers, quality people to add meaningful content to people's lives that's not just clickbait type stuff. So let me get to this quote that was so powerful, meaningful to me. And like I said, there was so many other quotes I could have put in here, but there's something about that spoke to me, and we hear it so many times. What is unique about us? How are we different? How do we stand out from the rest of everybody? And we all do. If we really actually had that core belief, how different our lives would be, how different what kind of different belief system would we need to really see that? I know I've been on this journey for probably over 15 years now, if not longer, because I think there was something at the core of me. I don't know where it got imprinted, and it led to some really hard times in my life, but just the belief that I just couldn't be the 9-to-5 job. I didn't think I really wanted security. I think we all try to pursue that to some level, wanting to get paid for what we're good at and what we enjoy doing. But just really exploring, what does that actually mean? What does that actually look like? Living life to discover that. I think I wasn't willing to take risks. I think that's really what it comes down to really figure that out. But in those moments of, like he said, being down and out, don't stay there long. Don't wallow in it. Don't really find comfort in just wallowing and just grinding and getting by, but actually, doing those things that really matter to you. I think the quote right before he said, if not you, then who? Meaning there's some type of business or organization or thing that you do that no one else does. And if they do something you do, you might be able to do it better. Just training your mind, training your thought, and figuring what that is part of the joy of life, really. And if we could have that mindset in the midst of even having a job, having family, living life, doing the secure things that we all have, but eventually I got to get there. How do I do that? But then he said, realizing that people you admire and doing the things you want to do, they are choosing to do those things. That was such an interesting little quote, that they're choosing to do that. So, yeah, what are you choosing or not choosing to do? That's kind of the big question. He put that question, if not you, then who, right? But then secondly, like, man, these people that we look up to are like, man, they're killing it. They're going after it. What do they, they chose to do those things. They chose to make moves. They are willing to sacrifice something. I think a lot of us who are so down about where we're at and what that next step could be, even if I could have an exit plan, would it even be beneficial? All that. It's like, what are we willing to sacrifice for what we really want? I think that's the base level question. And I'm finding that more and more in my coaching sessions when men are wanting to make moves, sacrifice a level of security, sacrifice a higher paying job. It's like, all right, what am I moving towards? What I'm wanting to put down and move towards? What is that I really want? Is it more exciting day to day? Is it a less intense day to day? Is it wearing different clothes to work? Is it feeling respected at my job? Is it working with the team versus working on my own? Is it working remotely? Is it working in an office? There's all these little things that we don't think are that significant. We just think, I just got to build my career and make more money. And we don't ask really the simple questions along the way. What do I want my life to look like? What do I want my day-to-day? Who do I want to be associated with in the midst of my job? There's a lot of great high-paying jobs where they ask you to do a lot of different things, but you're not really around that great of people. You don't respect your boss. You don't, and then some people, that's not that big a deal. That's not a priority. But it's fine listing those priorities out in your life, finding those things, and then going to make it happen. Not waiting around, not allowing your gifts, talents, and skills to be evident in what you're doing, and it's not just sitting in a corner. Usually when we aren't using our gifts, our abilities on a regular basis, contributing to a bigger thing, the result is what is called, that they started this 90 years ago. It's called the midlife crisis. And it really took off in the 60s. We really saw it in our parents' generation. And I think us millennials, though we may overswing in one way or the other, even Gen Zers, there's a intentionality to not have that happen. And really that midlife, so when we just kind of go through the motions, think, I'll prioritize just roof over my head, a 9-to-5, making money, health insurance, the check boxes, all good things within themselves, don't get me wrong. But if that becomes the priority, then we're missing out on a big piece of why we're here. We're not allowing us to really sow and invest in ourselves in the long-term future. And what 9 times out of 10, what's happening is the midlife crisis. Addiction comes into play, affairs, ridiculous purchases, harmful to marriage and to kids. We lash out at people we love versus lashing out at people that are really enslaving us. That's a strong word, but it's kind of true. To what we think we're supposed to have and what we're supposed to look like. So, so bring those questions to the forefront. What am I sacrificing in the name of security, and what do you feel like you want to actually prioritize over security to really grow into who your skill set is and really define what that is And what are you willing to risk to really, yeah. So anyway, I've babbled on enough today. It's been a long Friday. But yeah, before you go, if you would go to truefans.com, and you can not only be a creator, reach out to me if you still want to do that, but also a fan. And I have an account at CartMorris3. You go to True Fans, and you can find me there. Look me up, Interforged or Cartwright. Yeah, and you can find some exclusive content, some which is not on the podcast on a regular basis. So I'm working on creating more of that, putting that out there, and yeah, giving you access to that. So check out truefans.com, and I'll see y'all next time.